All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming back. We're here at the Home Depot Center for the Development Academy program's first showcase weekend, and we are now joined with head coach Bob Bradley of the U.S. men's national team. Bob, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the Development Academy. Now, the Development Academy, a lot of people know about it, a lot of people don't know about it. It's a revolutionary concept, kind of the first step in trying to develop our players, our elite players, to get better and better and increase our national team pool. But can you kind of give us a synopsis of what exactly the Development Academy program is to people who might not know exactly what this is all about?
In its simplest form, it's a connection between the men's national team and all of these great clubs. For years, we've seen a lot of these clubs achieve great success. There's many good coaches that work in these clubs, and they've produced some top players. But the ability to connect the dots and to make sure that the vision that we have with our men's program in terms of what it'll take to compete on the highest levels is shared with all our clubs, that it is then included in terms of what those players need day in and day out. I think that connection is going to really make a big difference.
I like the idea of connecting the dots that you said there. And in 1999, we tried to connect the dots a little bit by starting the residency program, the U17 program, down in Bradenton, Florida. And that program, really the idea was putting these kids, the elite kids across the country, 20 to 40 now, in an environment where they're training and they're playing good games. Is this concept a little bit like that, taking the Bradenton model, that concept, down to the club level?
Exactly. The Bradenton model has been an incredible success. I think sometimes we look at some parts of the program that could improve, and we forget that there's been many players that have spent time in Bradenton that have moved on to our full national team. That in and of itself is truly amazing. But the ability now to broaden that base and to have, in effect, more Bradentons, to have more kids at younger ages part of the U.S. soccer system, I think is key.
A big part of this program is training and playing important games or crucial games, and not just playing a lot of games. I mean, kids love to play games, but obviously the training is really what helps a player develop, is it not?
It's true, and ironically, when we have had under 15 players in youth national team camps, it's those players that have actually told us that they play too many games.
Right.
And they said that they don't play enough good games. And so I think when we hear that message from the players, and when so many coaches at these clubs realize that that's a problem, but feel like the clubs that they compete with all play in tournaments every weekend, I think it's created a situation where everybody is almost forced down the wrong path. And by making a strong statement that there needs to be a better balance between games and training, I think it's important, and I think the coaches are excited to have more opportunity to work with their players. All coaches are excited when they get to play good games, competitive games, games against teams that will test them at the highest level.
Definitely. Now, as you can see, there's a game going on behind us. I think the goal was just scored, actually. There are games on 2, 3, 4, 5, tons of games going on here. And that allows you guys to really identify more players in a showcase like this, is it not? So you can talk about how this development program helps you guys identify players for our youth national teams and moving up the ladder.
For years, I think we've all worked hard through scouting club events, through Olympic development programs, to be out and looking around. But when we can put our best clubs together in an environment where they play good games, where they're not playing 3 games a day, and put some of our best scouts and youth national team coaches at these games, hopefully that's going to give us an opportunity to see our young talent and be able to make good decisions going forward. It's just, again, very important that we keep in mind that the more kids we reach at this age, the better. And I think this program will help that.
Well, you touch on an important aspect of the coaches. Not only is it the kids playing game, but the coaches get to communicate with you and other national team coaches. Have you spoken to some of the coaches maybe today or before this showcase about the development program, what they think about it? I mean, everything I've heard has been very positive so far.
We've had many good discussions, and again, I know that Thomas Rongen and John Hackworth have spent a great deal of time talking to club coaches, and we had a symposium following the game in Chicago against Brazil, where coaching directors from most of these clubs came together with our national team staff, and in those moments we can really talk soccer. We can look at issues that exist on all sides. At that symposium, as national team coach, I tried to pick out certain plays from our Brazil game, which had only been played a few days earlier, and use those plays to illustrate areas where I think we can improve, throw out ideas as to what I think they can be doing with their kids. And again, there's great discussion at that point. And then the more that we engage each other in real soccer conversations, the more we talk about things that we see on the field, then I think it will ensure that we're all working in the same direction.
Well, it doesn't get much better learning from USA Brazil, bringing that down to the club level, no doubt. Bob, thank you very much for joining us here. I know lots of games, you're walking around checking out all the players, and a lot of people to talk to. People know who you are a little bit, so.
I couldn't get in today, actually.
Yeah, I saw that. You got stuck up there.
I didn't have the right pass, so
well,
not everyone knows who I am.
We'll get you the right pass.
Thank you.
And if everyone wants to see more information on the Development Academy program, we have a bunch of stuff on ussoccer.com, so check that out. And if you have any questions, you can email us at communications@ussoccer.org. Everyone, stay tuned. We've got more Studio 90 coming your way.